Alright. Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to say Kalam La Yahweh Bashim Yahusha Bashim Kakwadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who do rule and teach well. And we got an RT article. Doing own research leads to misinformation. Political scientist, a team, a scholar has urged more media literacy and fact checking of online sources. Right, and we know that these fact checkers and these guys like that are more often than not used to discredit things that are actually true, such as things on this article saying, hey, there's a secret cabal that runs the world. They'll say, oh, well, that's factually untrue. They'll say, oh, the Illuminati disbanded in fucking 1798 after something, Bavaria, and can't remember who found it. Was it some German leader, I believe, found it, intercepted some letter in Bavaria or something, or another German province. And then they shut it all down, per se, but it continued anyway, They try to make it seem like, oh, it doesn't exist anymore, oh, it's bullshit, and whatever. Right, and, Illuminati and all that. That's actually in the scriptures. Was it Ezekiel 28? No, it's Ezekiel 28. If you look in the scriptures and you look it up, Lucifer. It calls them Lucifer, but let me see if I can find it. Alright, so I'm just gonna find this real quick. This will be very, very quick to find. This is Isaiah 14. How art thou fall from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning, art thou cut to the ground, which is weaken the nations. But this one is actually talking about Esau, Edom, because if you read the rest of it, it's talking about Babylon. Babylon is America, and how America is going to be destroyed, and pretty much these Edomites are going to be put in a very low position, and other nations are going to be rejoicing at their downfall. Right, they'll cut the down, which is weaken the nations, like their philosophies, the food, everything. They weaken the nations. And that's why a lot of these nations, a lot of those Eastern conservative nations, they want nothing to do with Americanization and none of that shit. They want nothing to do with the tech or nothing. Here you go. That's your breakdown. Okay, so doing more research has long been proposed by media literacy and digital literacy programs, but the results shows that this might be a wrong approach. One of the 6 authors of the study told Vice's Motherboard on Thursday, the question here was what happens when people encounter an article online. They're not sure if it's true or false. They go look for more information about it using a search engine. One of the experiments involving some 3,000 Americans showed that people who had been nudged to research online were 19% more likely to believe a false or misleading article over those from reputable sources. Right, and Esau, because he's the one in power, Joe 9:24, he's the one who's saying what's true and what's false, and that's literally Joe 9:24, because they covered the true facts, they covered the true history, and things like that. They say the first casualty of war is the truth. So when they waged war against our people, the first thing that they did was to hide the truth and keep the truth away from us. This is a military occupation that people are dealing with right now. We have a foreign power in the land that doesn't belong to them, and they are, telling us what we can and cannot do, how we're supposed to live, and so on and so forth. It's not as overt as it was during, slavery, but at the same token, they do it all mentally. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. That's one. There's many other, fighting against principalities, rules of darkness of this world. It's incredible to us how remarkably consistent this effect was across multiple studies that we ran. Took it to a motherboard. This isn't just, we ran one study where confidence is happening. According to the study, online sources lead people with data voids that finds informational spaces offering corroborating evidence from low-quality sources. So pretty much, when people can't find things, they go do their own research. They're trying to twist it and make it seem like, then that means that, when people find their own answers, they're likely to believe something that isn't true, right? So when people start to search for themselves and they start to find these conclusions and find these more alternative sites, and it led to them, they're basically, that's what they're trying to do, discredit them, and they're calling for more media literacy and things like that. Which, as you all know, these things are gonna get worse over time. They already, that documentary I posted, it was already posted a little thing on it about the Great Reset and whatever. So that means that the AI and things are picking it up. So more and more AIs and things are gonna be pushed out here. And eventually, once the grid is out, that's gonna be it for all of our channels. Hundreds of videos that we all made. Some of you out there probably thousands, and they're gonna destroy that. That's gonna be gone. But that's because of the family of the word. So it's alright. It was for a time. It was for a time. It's a little sad to think about all our hard work, all the hours and hours and hours we put in doing these videos. It's just gonna be poof, gone, erased from the fucking YouTube. Erased from the from all that data. Just gone. But yeah, pretty much that's it. Low on edified. Media literacy, by the way, if you don't know, is just pretty much the same thing with the fact checking. They pretty much saying like, they try to say like what article is true, what article is false, and how to be literate and properly understand media. So like they're basically telling you how you should consume media, what you should be believing in, what you should think. I took a few courses like that when I was in college. I fucking hated it. In the past, you basically had to agree with what bullshit the teacher was saying. You had to like look into it, but some stuff is like objectively baloney. I'm not saying everything on the internet is good, like certain things like scams and shit. But like some stuff is say, oh, there's a secret cabal, or the whole thing. Oh, there's an article. I remember one exercise we had to do for that class. And this was years ago and whatever. I was still a freshman in college. We had to do an exercise, and it was about like, it was an article that said Obama first gay American president, and they were like, oh well, that's untrue because XYZ, and it's like, well, in reality, Obama is actually gay, but he's really not the first gay president. All of them were gay. None of them were masculine. All of them, they had to do a little something. And Nixon was just bullshitting, and we know what happened behind closed doors, man. They fucked the shit out of him so good, he fucking forgot that he was gay. I think it was Nixon who said, I went to Bohemian Grove. It's the most goddamn FAGGY thing I've ever seen. So I don't know if it was Nixon. It might have been Nixon, but check that out for yourself. Low end.